love it. Like the bodyguard kills her husband. Like, spoil. I'm not gonna spoil you. Chef's kiss. That's who it was. Like, okay. Please subscribe, like, comment. Hey guys. So it's been some time since I've posted anything regarding books, I guess. So it's high time we remedy that. So today what we're going to be talking about is mafia romances. It is a very popular trope. I guess it's a very popular section of books. We're going to be mainly talking about the books that I've read, and I'm going to mention a few series that I haven't read, but it's all connected, so it will make sense once I've gotten to that point. Okay. We'll start with a Perfectly Imperfect series by Neva Altach. So I tried to search for the author's any sort of interview or anything like that, so that I know how to pronounce the name, but I couldn't find anything. So we're just gonna go with Neva Altach. Perfectly Imperfect. I think there are like 6 or 7 books in the series, maybe right now. I've read the first 2. I'm reading the 3rd book. So the first book is Painted Scars. It is sort of like arranged / forced marriage. Mafia boss to it has disabilities involved. I think all of these books, or like most of these books, have disabilities involved. Like the characters have some sort of disabilities. In this particular book, the MMC, the guy, I do not remember his name, he is paralyzed almost. He was paralyzed, and then so he gets movement back, like his legs sort of started working, like after therapy and rehab and everything. He can walk again, but like he needs a stick. He needs a walking stick. So cane. He needs a cane. Yeah. We do see him towards in the start of the book, and maybe like till the middle and all. We do see him in wheelchairs, using walkers and everything like that. It's also something I really like about the 2 books that I've read. Even the 3rd book also, it's like I have like 30 pages left in the 3rd book. It's that it's very small, like compared to other books. It's pretty small. It's small by my standards. It has like 200 some pages, so it's pretty small for me. The second book is Broken Whispers. It is also an arranged marriage type situation. And in Broken Whispers, from the same series, okay, Broken Whispers, it's like she is mute. She was in an accident, but like the person who incubated her was like a rookie, so he messed it up, and then her voice is fucked. That's what happened. The Broken Whispers is also like a very boy obsessed. So he was like she was a ballet dancer, and he was very obsessed with her. He used to go to like every one of her shows and everything. And then when this arranged marriage proposition comes in, it was like anyone from the mafia, like any one of the big like underbosses or whatever from the mafia can marry this girl, has to marry this girl to like maintain the treaty or something like that. And he was like, I'll marry her, because he couldn't stand the idea of anyone else marrying her. And he doesn't know that she can't talk until after the marriage. So he also has a daughter. I think that was like spoilers, but he's also like a single dad, so that's like very nice. I really loved that. The 3rd book in the series, I don't remember the name. It's also like boy obsessed. Everything is like boy obsessed. So all 3 are I like, they're not the best books ever, but they're not bad either. They're okay. They're like 3 stars. So Machiavellian. It is book 1 of Gangsters of New York. I've only read the first book. It's by Bella DeCote. It is also in some ways sort of like an arranged marriage type situation, I guess. Marriage of convenience, arranged marriage, something like that. but they have history. I'll be spoiling it if I do say that, but they kind of have history. So mm, mm, mm. It's an okay book. I'd say it's pretty okay. I did like the sequences between, like, I did like their relationship a lot, what they had and how he was with her. He was like a complete obsessed sort of person. He was very possessive, protective, and everything like that. So we all like characters like that. So The Predator, or like the entire Dark Horse series by Ronix, chef's kiss. It is definitely one of my most one of my top series I've ever read. I'd say like up there with Shatter Me, Harry Potter, Twilight. Just books that I'm obsessed with, series that I'm obsessed with. It's there, Twisted. It's there with Twisted and everything. Ronix has managed to steal one of those spots. It's a very secret spot, but she's done that. My favorite would be like the 5th book that is released, The Annihilator. I love Lila and Dane, like the Shadow Man. I love them both. I just love them. I'm always like in a series like this. I'm always into female characters. I'm always into characters who've just been through a lot. I feel like those are the characters that I'm really just, they're vulnerable but they're also strong. I don't know, that I'll say, like, I'll just tell you. Ava from Twisted Love, she's my favorite. Lila in Dark Horse, Kimberly in Royal Elite series, Lily, oh my god, Lily from the Calloway sisters. Among 3 Calloway sisters, Lily is my favorite. So you get the idea here, right? You get the idea. I feel like I can connect better to characters who've just been through a lot. I Not that I've been through a lot. I don't know. I just can connect better to them. Their inner monologue sometimes is just very, very heartbreaking. So I don't know. I like that a lot better. I do love characters who are like incredibly just, who are just there. It's like in silence. It's like, you should watch me. Those type of characters, like Lana Myers. Lana Myers is like one of my all-time favorite female characters ever. So I do like characters like that, but at the time, I feel like I feel very protective of characters like these. So I just tend to love them more than the others. So that's why the Narrator is my favorite, and Shadow Man, he's my guy. I love him. I feel like they're very underrated. I feel like Tristan and Morana are just too overrated at this point. Like anyone is talking about among these series is Tristan and Morana. When we have Alpha and Sapphire, we have Lila and Shadow Man. Okay, they're very good. We've gone off the point here. Runix has built an incredibly amazing universe with the series. It's the Syndicator. It's sort of like everything that Runix has done with the series is like very. It keeps you on your toes, and it's like I'm very much anticipating at this point. I'm anticipating the Syndicator. It is going to be so good, and she's also made all of her characters, even though they're like not achievable, not realistic in any way, they're very relatable in some ways. They're relatable because their inner monologues. It's always, for me, it's always like the characters' inner monologues, not the things that happen in their life, but their inner monologues sort of help me relate to them a lot better. And I feel like her characters are, in that sense, you can relate to them. You can understand what they're going through and why they're doing whatever they're doing, and that it's just very, very nice. And her characters, even though they're like very, very strong, they're also vulnerable in some way. They've been through a lot, so they have their breaking points or whatever. So I love that. I really, really love that. I love the community, or like a family that Ronix has done in this, and it's mafia in the loosest sense, I guess I'd say. Like reading it, I never felt like, oh my god, it's mafia. I was like more into, you know, you don't really see the workings of mafia or anything like that. You're very 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 focused on the characters and their story and, you know, their experience and everything. And of course it's a huge, you know, it's a series, but it's very interconnected. So it's like, you know, the characters from uh, books, they appear here and there. Shadowman is there in every book. Shadowman, he's like the main character of the entire series. So I would 101% recommend the series. It's very good. Plot twists again, and throughout the series, it's incredibly good. It's like, you know, the time the dots, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened, you know, like, oh, that's who it was, like blah 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 blah, blah. It's very nice. The plot twists in these books are like really good. I'd also suggest reading the books in order to I don't think if you like read the sixth book without reading the other books, lots of spoilers, things will be ruined. I knew Lila was like I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna spoil. You always made me spoil, but I'm not gonna spoil. Okay. Born in Blood Mafia Chronicles by Cora Reilly. Again, it's like very very mafia oriented books. The first book is Arranged Marriage, but it's very nice. He's very obsessed. He becomes very obsessed with her, I'd say. Their second book, Bound by Love, I really loved the Bound by Love. I loved their second book more than I loved their first book. Like, this couple has like two books. The first book that they have is like Bound by Honor, which is the first book in the series, and then you have like three books. Bound by Duty, Bound by Hatred, Bound by Temptation, and then I think they have Bound by Love. So Bound by Love again is like the same couple going through everything that has happened in the third book, and then how they deal with everything, and I really loved that. I really loved that perspective. I don't know, I just really loved that idea that, you know, I just because it's, for me, I like that idea because I like the couple, but people who did not like the couple will not really like that idea. Even though I did like the stories, I'd say it's like 3 stars for me. It's again, the Arya and Luca Vitilio get married again for some alliance between her family and his family. He's like based in New York and she's in Chicago. His mafia or whatever is in New York and hers is somewhere else. And then they get married and for the alliance, and then that alliance is broken mainly because lots of reasons really. You need to read the other 3 books. Like Luca's brother marries one of Arya's sisters, and then Arya's bodyguard falls in love with another of Arya's sisters, but then the sister gets married to a guy from that mafia, like from Arya's dad's mafia. But the guy that her sister's in love with, like the bodyguard, kills her husband, like Arya's sister's husband. Bound by Hatred is about Arya's sister, I don't remember her name, and Luca's brother, again, I don't remember his name. Bound by Temptation is about Luca's bodyguard, security, somebody who works in Luca's like mafia, and Arya's youngest sister. There's like a huge age gap there, so if people who are not interested, check it out. I think she's like 18 or something when they first meet and have sex and everything. I'd say it's a pretty decent book. So a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. I okayed it. It was good, but it was not great. Boardwalk Mafia series by Gillian Frost. I hate it with a passion. It's reverse harem. It's like 4 brothers versus her, and it's sort of in the start. It's like bully romance, enemies to lovers. Maybe they're sort of like, you have no choice but to come with us. You have no choice but to sleep with us. You have no choice. Blah 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 blah. etc. But obviously she falls in love with all of them because she is as depraved as the rest of them. But it's a typical Stockholm syndrome, typical dark romance, but except there's 4 guys. There are 3 books in the series. It's a trilogy. The story has no business being three booked. You know, it could have, like, the entire story could have been told in one book. It was just, you know, they stretched the story until they could, filled all of the holes with like a hell lot of smut, and then bam, a trilogy. Absolutely unnecessary. One of the main reasons I did not like the book. If it was a one book series, you know, if the entire thing was one book, I probably would have liked it because the story was decent. But I'm not reading books for literature porn. Okay. The Deception trilogy by Rena Kent. The first book had this hella good plot twist. So for that shock element, I gave the book 5 stars. It's a very good dark romance. It's a very good dark romance. The dark elements are just spot on. The smut, the spicy scenes or whatever, those are decent. Those are also pretty good. They're not vanilla or anything like that. They're very depraved kind of sex, I'd say. The book starts with a girl. She's homeless, and then she runs into this guy, and then after some time that same guy kidnaps her and tells her that she looks exactly like his wife, who is dead. So you're gonna have to stand in the position of, you know, she's made him to like act like his wife in front of his kid, everyone in his mafia. This is Russian mafia, I believe. I think so. It's Russian mafia. It's Bratva, something like that, I think. And he has sex with her and everything, but he always calls her his wife's name and not her name, and then she feels like really depressed and everything because she feels like her identity is being stolen from her, and she doesn't have any choice or anything like that. But because then she falls in love with him, she starts loving his son, and like, you know, loving the fact that his son calls her mom and everything. And then plot twist, bam, first book is gone. A lot of smut. I feel like not that much smut is necessary, but still I really like the way it was paced. I like the 3 book, like, you know, how it's like the plot twist ended, then 1 book for flashback, and then 1 book for everything that happened after the plot twist. I really like that idea. So overall the trilogy, I'd be like maybe like 3.8 stars. What?
No. No, 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 no. Dude, it shocked me so much, I'm crying.
Taken by a Sinner by Michelle Hurt. It's a Greek mafia romance. It's okay. It's a series, so a lot of mafia romances, and I'd say like a 3 stars maybe. Oh, I think she gets like an Academy Award towards the end of the book. So they're step siblings. Her mom. They're from mafia. Yes, she's like, you know, she wants to be a film maker, film producer. She wants to be a film producer, and then her mom marries this retired godfather, and we have the guy Nikolai Statoulis. Completely butchered that Greek name. Everyone forgive me for that. He comes in and he's like being you can't do this, you can't do that, it's safety, blah 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 blah, and, you know, she's like restricting her from doing a lot of things in the name of safety. And obviously she hates most of it, but then something makes sense as well, I guess. I don't know, I didn't really like that as much, but it's a mafia romance. You're not gonna like a lot of things about that. Obviously, then they have sex. It's an okay book. Sinners Anonymous series by Som Sketcher. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. So I only read the 2 books of Penny and Rafe. Genuinely enjoyed their story. It was so fun. Their banter. She was just Penny was like chef's kiss. She was so incredibly good. Rafe, his possessiveness and protectiveness, it's just coming at the worst. You know, at like out of nowhere, he's showing these signs and everything. It's just, it was just genuinely incredibly fun to read. Him being jealous was just such a refresher. I just genuinely loved that book. I read that book after some break that I took to for because of my exams. And then I read some books, like I think this was like one of the first books I read after that break. It was just such a refreshing read, even though it's like supposed to be dark romance and stuff. I just genuinely enjoyed it. It was very fun. 101% recommend it. Rafe is hella good. I don't think a lot of people, you know, I don't think it would be possible for people to not like him because he's just that good. Him being jealous was just the best thing ever, and then it's just him being obsessed with her, so it's just really fun. Him like when we finally get his bow, almost like stalkerish, and then when she starts to avoid him, my man, the guy who never took off, you know, who was like never seen out of suits, was like properly became like a couch guy in his sweatpants, and it was like one hilarious scene. I loved that, like him in his couch, you know, in couch and like watching rom-coms. I think no, watching like Bachelors or something like that. I don't know. He was watching some film and then something, and it was just so fun. The guy was like couch ridden because Penny refused to talk to him. It was so fun. I would 101% recommend that book. It's such a good read. Made series. We have 3 books right now. Sweetest Oblivion, Maddest Obsession, and something else. I have not read that book yet. I love Sweetest Oblivion. I've read it like 3 times. I'm just incredibly obsessed with them. I don't know. I just really love that. I don't remember. His name is Nico. What's her name? I'm looking at the sky thinking her name will just pop out there. It's not coming to me. And I think a lot of people are like the Maddest Obsession more, but I love this more. What the fuck was her name? I could search, but I'm very lazy, so we're not gonna search. Okay, in The Sweetest Oblivion, he is originally engaged to her sister, but then something happened, and then he marries her, and it's just so good. He's obsessed with her. Just him being possessive and just doing stuff here and there. Pushing her into a pool because she talked to another guy. I know how it sounds, but it was just so fun. That scene was so good. He set a fire station on fire. No, he set a gas station, like a store that you get like in near. I think that's what you call like a gas station. I don't know. He set that on fire because the guy who owns that store grabbed her ass. We love a guy who does depraved shit for his girl. Maddest Obsession. This guy goes to therapy for her. There is nothing sexier that a man can do other than that. And he's totally obsessed with her, right? She does not even remember his name. All of our mafia men becoming protective and possessive. It's just another day in hell or in heaven. Both books are really incredibly good, but I love Sweetest Oblivion more than I love Maddest Obsession, and I want to read the third book. Just haven't gotten around to it. Throne of Power Duet by Rina Kent. What I would say is that again, Rina Kent is incredibly good at dark romances. All of her books I feel like are dark romances. If you like her books, you probably like this as well. Like if you've read her books and are used to it and are used to the element of her books, then you probably will enjoy this one as well. If you like mafia romance, you probably have already read this book. The fact that they have history is just really nice, and she's like mad at him, and she, there's a lot of angst, and then there's a lot of him saying like, like, I'm not going anywhere, you might as well get used to it. So I really liked that part of it. Like, I really genuinely love it when they know each other, like they used to know each other, and then now either she's mad at him or he's mad at her. So I really liked that plot a lot. So this one was also very nice to read. The Brutal Birthright. I've only read one book in that series. I've read the 5th book. It's Broken Vow. So it's a bodyguard romance, and I really liked the girl in the book. She's like an ice queen, and then something happens, and then she has to leave town because her life is in danger, and he takes her to his hometown, and it's like in a very small town, and then she was a very big city girl, and then she sees all this and she's like, I want this. She realizing that she wants this and she wants him. Her getting like really close with his family. It's a mafia, yes, but it's also very nice. It's of course it's mafia. It has its elements. It's dark romance and shit like that. But add into the bodyguard romance, small town, meeting his family, all of that. So it's a very refreshing read. I really liked her. I also really loved her character. Notes and Omissions, Monsters and Muses, Book 3. I remember absolutely nothing. I think it's like forced proximity. So it's said to be inspired from the Helen of Troy myth. I don't know what that is. It's a fake relationship type situation. I think he's like from the rival or like something like that. Like her dad hates him essentially, and then she wants to get away from her dad and like his influence and everything. So they get into like a fake relationship or whatever to piss off his dad, piss off her dad, sorry. And then they fall in love. So classic story. I'm just gonna read a review because I don't remember much about the book. I read it a while ago, so I don't remember much. So I'm just gonna read a review, alright? Sav's Monsters and Muses series honestly just keeps getting better and better with each new installment. I think Jonas is my new favorite of her heroes in the series. I might even be enough of a Jonas sim to add him to my book boyfriend hall of fame. Lenny wants to get out from under her father's thumb. Jonas wants to destroy Lenny's father for his part in his own father's death. Enter fake relationship to piss everyone off. Except it doesn't end up being so fake, does it? Jonas is a killer for hire, used to a very solitary lifestyle. Lenny comes into his life like a shooting star, fucking up his routine in the best ways. Jonas and Lenny are well matched, complementing each other with both their similarities and differences. And Jonas falls fast, which we love. So, which is something I always love to see. Spice-wise, this was some of Sav's best works. The mouth on that man, good lord. If it was possible to get pregnant via breeding, Jonas's dirty dog would be the way to achieve it. So, thank you, Maya, for the review. Sweet Temptation by Cora Reilly. Again, this is like the again like a typical arranged marriage type situation. He's already married, has 2 kids, stuff. I really like that way she sort of like, she sort of comes in and like sort of saves this family from doom, because his family, after his first wife is gone, after that his family is just dying, right? Like his children are very lonely, and they're like missing a mother. Even him, he wanted some structure and some love in his life, and she does that in the best way possible. So it was like a really good read, I'd say. The Kingmakers series by Sophie Lark. The first book is like best friends to lovers type situation. Their families are incredibly close. They're incredibly close. They're like best friends. So they go off to this school in like an island with no connection to the outside world. And they're like trained to take over their mafia. So they're all like the mafia leaders. They're going to be the mafia lords or whatever. They're like the eldest children of all of the mafia leaders, so they're the heirs. That's where the name comes from. I really liked the book. It was very good. There was a lot of drama in it. There's a sort of like a villain, but not, or like anti-hero. I wouldn't say like villain, but or like anti-hero. He gets his own book in The Bully, but I hated him in the first book. He was such a pain in the ass. But like I really loved the friendship that the FMC and MMC had, and then how that grew. How they sort of like lost the friendship because of some things happening, and then they like sort of get that friendship back. They fall and realize that they're like love with each other, and they want each other, and it was just a really nice read. So I liked that. And The Rebel is about like a cousin or someone of the MMC of the first book. It's just him being like an incredibly smart person and just outsmarting every single person. So it's a really nice book, and just him making, just doing a lot of things and making the impossible possible because he fell in love with this girl, and she's going to be married off by her father, because that marriage would bring her father a lot of money. Then our guy, he pulls off a lot of strings, and he just does a lot of stuff, and like he hustles, and then he makes it so that his father and the other guy, like the two groups that would have profited off from the arranged marriage that was going to happen, he makes a different deal to them, better deal to them, and then they like sort of agree to it, and then happily ever after. But he's also like incredibly smart, so he also gets a lot of money from it. So it's I just genuinely like that, like he's just really smart, and I like guys like that. So you might like it, you might not like it. I liked it. How to Read by Tejan. So this is a description, alright? Emma decided to skip the gym and went home early. It was the last easy decision she made, because she found her roommate being by the boyfriend. She had two choices: call the cops and be killed by his family's mafia connections, or kill him first and hope to survive. There was no choice for her. She killed the bastard first and went to the person who could protect her. Cartwright. He's a veteran for the rivaling mafia family, and he's also Emma's secret. Not only was he best friends with her brother, but she's the reason he became that weapon in the first place. I don't remember what happened or anything like that. I might read the book again, or like I might read the second book, because I have a lot of questions in my head. So I want that answer, so I might. It's 1 hour. The recording, it's 1 hour. I'm gonna hate myself when I have to edit this. Anyways, yeah, I have to shorten this 1 hour into like 15 minutes, so that's gonna be fun.
Hi, this is future Krishna who is editing the video, and it's 40 minutes. Alright, it is not 15 minutes, it's 40 minutes, and yes, I do hate myself. Life is good. Oh my god, I hate editing.
I have not read them. So it's the Camorra Chronicles series by Cora really. I have not read it. Some people have said like really good things about it. So this is like again a very different mafia, sort of like they're mafia rivals, I'd say. They have pretty good ratings in Goodreads, so I might read them, I might not read them, and if you want to read them. And people have really said that like there's a really good found family in the series, in this series, so I'm really into found family, so I might read that. Blood of My Monster, so Monster Trilogy by Lena Kent. I know nothing about this, I just know that it's mafia. So check it out. That's it, I'd say. My God. Oh my God. My cough, it's getting out of control. I have sinusitis, so it's sort of like under control right now. People who have sinusitis know that it's very, very fucked up. So I'm trying to recover from that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. If you've gotten this far, please subscribe, like, comment down your favorites, comment down if I missed any. I'm sure I've missed many, so if you have any other mafia books that you like, comment that down. Share with your other bookish friends. Show your support, you all. So bye.